How do you read environmental graphs for GED Science? Are you preparing for the General Educational Development Science test and feeling unsure about how to read environmental graphs? You are not alone. Many students find this part challenging, but understanding how to interpret these graphs is key to success. Let's break it down in simple terms. First, take a close look at the axes of the graph. The horizontal line, known as the x-axis, usually represents time or another independent variable. The vertical line, called the y-axis, shows the dependent variable. This could be anything from population size to temperature or energy levels. Knowing what each axis represents is the first step in grasping the graph's message. Next, focus on the trends within the graph. For instance, if you see a graph showing population growth, it may start with a slow increase, then show rapid growth, and finally level off. This leveling off occurs at a point called the carrying capacity. This is the maximum number of organisms that an environment can support. Recognizing this helps you understand limits within ecosystems. If the graph relates to energy transfer in ecosystems, you should understand trophic levels. At the base, you have producers, which are plants. Next come primary consumers, or herbivores, followed by secondary consumers, which are carnivores, and finally tertiary consumers, the top predators. Energy transfer between these levels is important to note. Typically, only about 10% of energy moves up each level, explaining why populations tend to decrease at higher levels. When you encounter graphs showing correlations between variables, pay attention to how the data points move. If they move together, that indicates a positive correlation. If they move in opposite directions, that indicates a negative correlation. This can help you evaluate scientific claims, such as the impact of global warming on wildfires. 4-cycle diagrams, like the carbon cycle, follow the arrows carefully. These arrows indicate the direction of flow, such as carbon moving from the atmosphere into trees. This shows how carbon is absorbed by plants. A practical tip for reading these graphs is to look at the questions first. This way, you know what specific information to seek out. After that, return to the graph and find the details you need. Always pay attention to labels, units, and any keys or legends that explain symbols or colors. By mastering these steps, identifying axes, recognizing trends like carrying capacity, understanding trophic levels and energy flow, interpreting correlations, and following process arrows, you will be well prepared to read environmental graphs on the General Educational Development Science test. This knowledge will help you tackle questions about ecosystems and the environment with confidence.